He always told me to come right in.
Oh, bullshit. Then how come you were looking through his stuff?
I was trying to find something.
What?
Okay, it's a funny sort of thing.
Oh, I bet.
I'd let him borrow something before he died, and I wasn't sure how to go about getting it back.
Oh.
It's a family heirloom, otherwise, you know...
No, it's fine.
You know, it seems a little gauche, but...
Please, let's not be awkward. If there's something here that belongs to you, then you might as well have it back. I'm sorry about the cane, it's just... These kids are out here.
They don't have much.
Why the hell my father stuck around this neighborhood, I'll never understand it. You should have seen this block before you were born. When I lived in this house. It's beautiful. See what happens?
I don't know, I still like it.
I mean, I didn't mean to...
It's okay. My father says the same thing. I don't know, I sort of enjoy the ruins.
You've been living here a long time?
All my life. Just a few doors up.
I'm Shelley, by the way.
It's nice to finally meet you.
Sorry again for... Finally? Like what, you know about me?
Yeah, I was aware of a daughter named Shelley, and you seem to fit the description.
So, you and my father were familiar?
Yeah, I think we might have been friends even.
You think so?
Well, we never said so, but that's what it seemed like. Sort of.
Huh.
I think we might have been best friends even. Yeah, I think we might have been best friends.
And did you know my father became a recluse after he retired?
Never saw him out of the house, I know that.
Did you know he never let anyone in the house?
Except for me.
Not even his own... And you would just walk right in.
He got mad when I knocked. It made him think there was a stranger at the door.
Unreal.
So how's the writing?
What writing?
Your writing. The writing you do. How's it going?
So you guys did talk about me?
We talked about whatever came up, and you came up quite a bit. He said that you were a counselor, but you're trying to be a writer.
No, I am a writer. All it takes to be a writer is to write. Never understood that.
Oh.
You know, he was so small-minded, his idea of literature. I mean, who's he to say what qualifies?
Wasn't he a professor of literature?
Exactly. What the hell does he know? Were you a student?
No. Well, not at the university. But he taught me quite a bit.
I'll bet he did.
Were you ever...
Yeah. Son of a bitch failed me, you believe it? My own father. Transferred out of state the next semester and switched majors.
But you kept on writing.
Well, yeah. Seems more and more like a waste of time, but I'll never stop. Thing is, I won't know if I'm ever any good.
Oh, you're more than good.
What?
I love your work. Do you have any more?
You write my stories?
Your father showed me a few.
Which ones?
My favorite one was The Boy in the Wall.
You really like those?
Yeah, they were very beautiful.
You weren't, deeply disturbed?
Was I supposed to be?
Most people are when they read my work.
Oh. I don't know much about literature, so...
No, don't do that. Your reaction is perfectly valid. Thank you. My father always thought I was sick in the head.
He knew I'd like it.
So what's that say about you?
He said, I think you'll really appreciate this. And I did. You know, he knew there was something there. He just...
Needed someone to point it out.
Yeah, there's nothing wrong with that.
Yeah, well...
Your father was a very nice man, you know.
How come you're saying that?
I just... It seems like...
What does it seem like?
It just seems like you don't know him in that way, and I wanted to say it.
You think you know him better than me?
Differently, maybe.
Differently.
Yeah. Sometimes Hey, sometimes people don't always see what's there, and it takes an outside perspective to...
Let me tell you something. I know exactly how nice my father was to strangers.
I'm not a stranger.
See, you don't have to be nice to the people who love you no matter what. That's just how it goes. You didn't know that? You can shit all over the people who love you, but make sure you smile at strangers and acquaintances.
No, we ate soup together.
I'm sorry, you said soup?
Every day after school, I'd come right off the bus. He'd help me with my homework, and then we ate soup. Campbell's chicken noodle Monday and Wednesday, tomato soup Tuesday and Thursday, and Italian wedding on Fridays to celebrate the weekend, and then we had all Saturday and Sunday to hang out before a new school week started. I came here every day since the 3rd grade. He never ate soup alone. So please, don't call me a stranger. Or an acquaintance.
I was only making a point.
Yeah, well, your father was nice to me. Not many people are nice to me, and I appreciate it. I mean, you don't think that's much, just to be nice, but some people have a hard time with that.
Like me?
No. People just think I'm strange.
Why?
I don't always know how to act, or what to say, or... You know, what's appropriate in a given scenario? My father says I have no social skills.
Well, you seem polite to me.
I am very polite, but that only goes so far. Certain things aren't so obvious to me as they are to others.
Like what?
I don't know, it's like some things aren't, you know, I just don't get certain things for some reason.
Well, you seem pretty smart, too.
I am. I'm very smart. I just don't always understand simple things for some reason.
Like what?
I don't know. It's like sometimes I feel like I don't belong here. Like there's another place for me, except I know that there isn't.
Well, you never know, right?
You think I'm strange?
So what if you are? It's arbitrary just like everything else. Who cares?
Your father never called me strange. He never called me an alien or a robot. He always just called me Joe.
Well, you know what? I never got your name. It's Joe.
No, it's Chris. But your father said I looked like a Joe, so that's what he called me.
Oh. Well, Chris.
Joe.
I'm sorry.
I like the way it sounded, so I go by Joe now.
Okay. Look, Joe, I'm sorry we had to meet under these horribly awkward circumstances.
Doesn't seem so bad now.
No, I guess it doesn't. You seem like a very nice young man.
Thank you.
So how about we go ahead and find that?
No, I can just look for it. I can see you're very busy.
Yeah, but it'll make more work for me if you unpack all the boxes.
No, I won't make a mess, I promise. And I'll be quiet too.
How about you help me pack up the rest of the stuff, and while we're doing that, we'll keep an eye out.
So we're helping each other?
Yeah, I guess.
Alright, let's do that then.
Alright, first things first, we gotta separate the junk from the garbage. It's all junk, but not all of it's garbage.
How will I know if it's garbage?
Most of it is. If you're not sure, just ask.
You know, it's a funny sort of thing. I wasn't sure when to come by. I didn't want to come by too soon, but I didn't want to wait too long either.
Well, hopefully it's not already packed away or stolen.
No. I will be in so much trouble. It's been in my family for so long.
Well, you shouldn't loan things out like that.
No, I'm sure my father will destroy me if he finds out.
I'm sure he won't destroy you.
I'm fairly certain he will.
Things are still just things, even when they can't be replaced. I mean, you gotta be worth more than some old...
No, my father got it when his dad died, okay? And I get it when he dies.
Wait, what are we looking for again?
Oh,
Did you even say what it was?
I'm fairly certain I did.
I don't think so.
No? Oh. How absent-minded of me.
You? What about me? I mean, here
seem overwhelmed. Not to say you look anyway physically, just, all wound up.
You're funny. So what are we looking for then?
It's an old German Luger.
A Luger?
Supposedly belonged to my grandfather, a Nazi officer, before my grandfather got the better of it.
You mean a gun?
Well, not just any gun.
You mean the gun?
Yes, for the Germans in World War II, it was the gun.
Was it the gun that my father used to kill himself?
Have you seen it?
Is this a joke?
Joke? Wouldn't that be sort of insensitive?
You lent him the gun?
Yes. Pistol.
How come you did that?
Because he asked to borrow it.
Did he say what it was for?
No.
Did you ask?
No.
Why not?
Because he would have told me if he wanted me to know.
What did you think he wanted it for?
I'm not very intuitive.
Oh, really?
Not at all. I was fairly certain, though.
Of what?
He never said so, but I knew what it was for. He was very depressed.
Then how come you gave it to him?
I let him borrow it because he needed it, but now I need it back, okay? My grandfather left it to my father, and my father will leave it to me, but for now it's still his, and I need to get it back before he notices it's missing.
I think you better leave.
Not without my gun.
You should go.
Oh, wait, you know where it is. Hold on, you know where it is. If you do, please tell me.
The police took it.
No, they must have brought it back by now.
And why would I take it back?
Because it's very valuable?
Get out.
Not without my gun.
I want you out of this house before...
No, you know where it is, okay? Now please go get it for me. I don't read people very well, but you definitely have my gun. I can tell.
Let me go check.
Thank you.
Is this it?
Yeah,
You sure this is the one?
that's my gun.
Okay then.
Are you handing it to me or pointing it at me?
Which does it look like?
It seems more like you're pointing it at me.
And why might I do that?
Okay, I was just about to ask.
Because you are responsible.
Don't tell my father that.
You're responsible for what happens here. That's why I'm pointing the gun at you. So, how come you gave him this gun?
I told you it wasn't a gift.
How?
I need it back right now.
How come you let him borrow it?
Because he didn't have one.
Stop there!
Stop what?
That's not what I'm asking!
Then I don't understand the question. I'm sorry.
How come you let my father kill himself?
He was never up to me.
I thought he was your friend.
He was. Otherwise, I never would have let him borrow something so valuable.
Did you consider for one single moment that maybe, just maybe, he wasn't really asking for a gun?
No. He was definitely asking for a gun. I'm sure of it.
No, you ignorant little fuck! He was reaching out to the one pathetic friend he had left. He was asking you for help.
No. If he would have asked for my help, I would have helped him. He asked me for a gun, so I brought him a gun. I don't read between the lines, and he knew that. He should have told me exactly what he wanted. If he needed my help, why couldn't he just ask?
Are you really that numb?
I don't know what I am. I just want my gun back before I get in trouble.
Do you know why I kept it?
How would I know that?
It seemed like a pretty morbid thing to do, even for me, and, I was sick at the very sight of it. But something told me to hold on to this gun. Not sure why, but I was compelled to keep it around. Maybe so that I can follow my father's footsteps and use it on myself. But no, that's too easy. My father hated violence. This guy despised weapons of any kind, especially guns. So I knew it was going to belong to him. And I knew that someday, somehow, whoever you were, you'd be coming back looking for this gun. And on that day, I'd be ready and waiting with it.
Okay, that was very considerate of you.
Do you understand what's happening right now?
Yes, I think I do. Okay? You're trying to steal my gun, but I'm not leaving here without it.
You're not afraid?
Of you?
No, of the situation.
get home.
And what if you don't make it back home?
It's just up the block.
You fucking wise ass.
What?
You have one more chance to walk out that door.
No, not without my gun. Don't do that. Those bullets are worth as much as the gun. That was an awful waste.
Why won't you just leave?
Your father promised me I'd have it back when he was done with it, and now he's done.
Shut up. The more things you say, the harder it is for me not to shoot you.
Okay, so you would really be really hard to shoot me if you just handed me the gun. You really couldn't shoot me without it.
How come you're not afraid?
You're not my father.
That's all you're afraid of?
You don't know him.
You'd rather die here than go back without his gun.
I can't leave without it.
You have absolutely no respect for human life whatsoever. Not for my father's and not even your own, do you?
How do you respect human life? What does that even mean? I respect people, not the lives they live. I respect the person, and I respected your father enough to honor his wishes. Do you think I wanted to lose my best friend? It wasn't my life. It was his, and he was done with it. When somebody's done, they're finished, and he was over it. I have nobody now. Do you think I'm glad about that?
I haven't seen him in over 10 years. We're about to reconcile. He was turning 70 this year. That's a milestone birthday, and I planned on surprising him.
You would have hated me.
Oh, shut up! You could have stopped.
No,
You were the only one.
his mind was made up.
It doesn't
Okay?
matter.
And he was losing it too.
He what?
He just about lost his mind. Life as he knew it was already over.
How do you know that?
He always said I looked like a Joe. So that's what he called me. I never realized, though, it wasn't just any Joe he meant.
Oh my God.
Turns out it was a specific Joe I reminded him of. And one day he thought I really was that person.
How can you tell?
Couldn't tell at first. But as the conversation went on, it was the way he said it that time. And the look on his face. It's like he wasn't even looking at me. It was like it was someone else he saw. And I wasn't even sure whether or not to go along with it at first. But looking back now, I really wish I had, because once he realized it. Anyway, that's when he asked me to borrow the gun.
You look just like him.
Who?
I didn't see it at first, but...
Who was Joe? He never said who that was.
Joey was my little brother. He was about your age.
What happened to him?
Same as my father.
Oh. Long time ago?
It was when he quit teaching and locked himself away.
Is that why?
What?
Is that why he quit teaching and locked himself away?
Was that not already clear?
I'm sorry. I already told you things aren't so obvious to me.
Must be nice.
What?
Taking everything at face value. Ugliness lies beneath the surface of most things, and I sort of wish I was like you.
No, you don't.
Life must be a lot less to handle.
It's very boring.
I'll take boredom over suffering. Do you want to trade?
No, at least that's something. Something is always better than nothing.
I'm not so sure.
I am so bored sometimes, I can barely even stand it.
So do something about it.
Like what?
I don't know, anything.
For?
Because you're able to. You won't be forever.
I suppose.
Be careful though, because boredom begets restlessness, and that can lead to recklessness, and then...
Can I please have the gun now?
Relax.
Listen, I just really need it back.
What for? committing any reckless behavior.
I'm bringing it home from my father.
That's all?
Listen, he hasn't said anything, but I'm sure he knows it's missing. He only takes it out to polish it, and he polishes it once a week, and it's been gone a couple weeks already, so he must know that it's gone. Okay? He knows that I know that he knows that I know that he knows, and he wants me to worry more and more while he just takes his time figuring out what to do about it.
At least you're not paranoid.
I am. That's why I ran away first.
You ran away?
Just till I get the gun back.
When?
Whenever you decide to hand it over.
No, when did you run away?
Oh. About a week ago.
And what? You've been wandering around, or?
Mostly reading. Best to stay put when you're hiding out. I've been out back all week.
You've been living in the backyard?
Yeah, up in the treehouse. It's surprisingly cozy up there.
Since when is there a tree house back there?
Your father and I built it a few summers ago.
Huh. Joey was always after him to put a clubhouse in that tree.
Oh.
So, what, you've been staying up there all week, or?
I don't make any noise, so...
You know what? I feel sorry for your father.
Then please hand over the gun. I'm sure he's worried sick about it.
You need to go home.
Listen, I can't leave without the gun.
Just go
Listen,
home.
that gun means more to him than anything. That means anyone.
Look, send him on down. I'll explain everything, and then he can get his gun back.
Oh, you can't just do that.
Why not?
Because he's a very unsavory man.
I'll see for myself.
Please!
Don't worry. I'll let him know what a stand-up guy you are.
He doesn't care.
Maybe he needs somebody to point it out to him, right?
No, that doesn't apply here.
What? Why not? Just let me...
You cannot make me go back there without it. I won't. I'll stay down here forever if that's what you like.
You have to go home at some point.
No, I don't. I don't like it there without her in the house.
Who?
My mother. She hasn't been with us for a while.
Oh, I'm sorry. When did she pass?
She's not dead. She just needs constant care. I mean, I could do it, but my dad won't have her in the house when she's like that.
So, can you visit where she is, or?
It's too far. I don't drive. Tried walking there once. It took me all day. And when I got there, she didn't even look at me. She just laid there staring up at the ceiling like there was nothing better to do. I can't even imagine how boring that must be. She looked so bored.
Maybe she doesn't realize it, though.
Realize what?
How boring it is. I mean, maybe she doesn't even know the difference.
Yeah, well, I do. It's bad enough I gotta live my own boring life, and now I gotta think about hers too.
Being bored isn't so bad, you know.
Yes, it is. It's the worst thing in the world.
No, it's really not. I was bored at your age, too, and...
You trying to relate to me?
Yeah, I guess.
Well, you might as well stop because you won't be able to.
Why not?
You can't. I assure you. You said you wish you were like me. You know, you shouldn't say things like that.
My mother went away, too, you know.
I know that.
Oh, that's right. My father must have mentioned.
Was she a fucking bitch like you said?
You know what? I actually actually can't even remember that far back. But I guess if I'm anything like her, then...
Listen, can we stop now?
Oh, is this conversation boring you?
A little? Listen, we're not alike, you and I.
Why not?
You said you wish you were more like me. You shouldn't say things like that.
Maybe I do want to be more like you.
No, you don't. I can assure you. I mean, you said it yourself. You said that I don't belong here among the people. Remember, you said it yourself.
No, you said that.
But you agreed with me.
Oh, come on. I was just upset you let my father kill himself. I mean, shit, I don't know if I belong here either, but
Listen,
here
just
I am.
stop it, okay? You are not like me. You were not like me, and you will never be like me. That is fine.
Joe, I need to ask you a question.
Then will you hand me the gun?
It depends.
On what does it depend?
You and my father, you didn't have some sort of pact or anything.
What sort of pact?
You know.
What?
Because if there was a pact of some kind, I give you permission to break it. I mean, he's gone now. You don't owe him anything.
Listen, I don't understand this very well, but I cannot leave here without my gun.
I'm just saying, if there was a pact of some kind...
What kind?
Just let it go, okay?
Why are you still withholding my gun?
I'm sorry, I can't assist you in that way. I won't do it.
There was so much blood. I didn't think there'd be so much blood.
What?
I didn't think it would bother me, the macabre of it all. Especially not after reading your stories. But not even the most gruesome tale could prepare me for what I saw.
You were here.
He wanted me to leave, but I wouldn't let him die alone. He said, if I'm leaving, I'm taking the gun with me. He didn't know it, but I plan on taking my turn right after him. Then when I saw all the blood,
So you just...
I had to leave the gun, otherwise it would have looked like a murder.
The police suspected there might have been someone else in this house.
I just couldn't do it. I couldn't make a mess of myself like that. It was too grotesque.
So what? Have you worked up the nerve by now, or?
Listen, if I turn up there without the gun, I'm not sure what will happen at this point, okay? I just want to go lie down.
There. Don't be stupid.
They don't make those bullets anymore.
Yeah, well, too bad.
Can I ask you a question now? Why do you care what happens?
Because I like you. And I can't stand to hear one more bit of bad news. You're a beautiful boy. And irreplaceable.
Thank you.
So please, just no more bad news. Look, I planned on selling the house, and, well, I won't get shit for it around here. As lovely as it is, it's just this neighborhood is...
still like it.
I know you do. I was thinking of moving in myself. Is that a bit morbid even for me?
How so?
It's not like I got shit going on elsewhere. I mean, nothing worthwhile anyway.
You're sure you wouldn't mind the neighborhood?
Doesn't seem so bad now.
I knew you'd like it.
Yeah, I guess I decided to try and enjoy the ruins. And I thought maybe you'd come hang out with me from time to time. Anytime you like, in fact, just come right on down.
Really?
Yeah, just give me a little heads up so I can have the soup hot and ready on the stove for you.
You have any more stories to show me?
You know what? I do. I'll even write a new one just for you. How's that sound? Oh!
I'm sorry.
No. Hey, that was nice. Thank you.
So you're my friend now?
Best friend, I might even say.
Friends trust one another, right?
They look out for one another.
They trust each other too, right?
You need to listen to me very carefully. He's gone now. You don't owe him anything.
I know that.
You have a new friend now, and I do trust you, so here. But if I hear anything, just don't let me hear anything.
Thank you.
So what's tomorrow? It's Monday. Chicken noodle, right?
Listen, I gotta go home now.
See you tomorrow, right?
I should really be getting back.
But wait. Promise me you're gonna bring that gun right to my father?
Okay.
Wait, say you promise. I need to know that that gun is not for you. I mean, promise me it goes right to him.
I told you it's for both of us, remember? First him, then me. I'm very sorry for your loss.
Same to you, Joe.
Good soup.
Yeah.
Too hot?
Nope.
Too cold?
Just right.
Good. Why must you slurp your soup like that?
Tastes better that way.
That's impossible.
Try it.
Absolutely not.
Then you'll never know. Hey, I heard that.
What?
I'm not very observant, but I believe I just called you slurping, sir.
I believe that you are mistaken, sir.
No. You were synchronizing your slurping with mine, so I wouldn't
All
hear
right,
it.
all right. Fine.
Good, isn't it?
It's all the same, I told you.
Maybe for you. Makes all the difference for me. Sometimes the sound of food is even better than the taste. Like celery. Celery doesn't even taste that good, but I just love the way it sounds when you take a bite. Only when it's all fresh and crisp, though. Not all bent. What other foods are like that? There's celery, and there's soup. But not soup, no, not celery.
Okay.
Though.
It's not that it tastes better, it's just that you enjoy it more.
Isn't that the same thing?
I suppose. Tell me, how was school? been reading these days?
Nothing?
You mean to tell me you're not reading anything in school?
Nothing good. I like the other ones better.
Which ones?
These. The ones you've been showing me.
You read them all?
Yeah, I read them all. Do you have any more?
Yeah. Do you really like them?
They're very beautiful.
Well, I don't know. I'll have to look if I have any more. Maybe I should take another look at them myself.
You really should.
I had a feeling you might find merit in it. I must have overlooked it.
You know, you should call her and tell her how much I like the stories.
No, I cannot do that.
But then you could ask her if she has any more.
I am not calling her, and you can stop suggesting it.
Why not?
Can't we just eat our soup? So, how's your mother doing?
Same, I guess. Doctor says she's never going to get any better.
No, I'm really sorry for that. She was by far my best and my brightest student.
Really?
That's right. Absolutely. And never satisfied either. That was the best part. She was never content with the extent of her knowledge. Always hungry to learn more. Always hungry to learn more. Oh. What a waste of a wonderful mind that was.
Yeah. It's a funny sort of thing. How she could be that smart and then one bad fall and it's all gone. Everything she ever knew.
Life can be horribly blunt.
I sure wish she was at home with us. My dad says she's better off in a facility, but I just think it's because he doesn't want to be bothered. Not very perceptive, but that's what it seems like. And the way he talks about her, like she's already dead.
Yeah. We can only handle our own world in our own way, especially in matters of the unimaginable.
Well, she's not gone yet. She's still a part of this world, and she belongs at home. Don't like it in that house without her there. Why couldn't I just do it? I'd take real good care of her if she was at home.
No, that's too much for a young man to handle.
But at least she'd be home and I wouldn't be so bored all the time.
You have school. Your mother would want you to concentrate on school.
Don't do that. Don't do that. You shouldn't speak for her. She can't speak for herself. You shouldn't assume what she'd say.
You're right. I'm sorry. So, how was school?
Why do you keep asking me? You already asked me that.
Did I get an answer?
I don't know.
What did you learn today?
Nothing?
Now that's a lie.
No, it isn't.
How much homework do we have?
I didn't get any.
Again? You haven't had any homework for a whole week.
So? That's a good thing.
When was the last time you went to school?
I don't know.
Stop saying that.
Hey, I just don't like it there, okay? Nobody likes me.
How do you know if you won't talk to anybody?
I can tell. By the way they look at me.
Well, that's quite an assumption from someone who claims not to be very observant.
Well, certain things are quite clear to me.
That's not fair, because you don't know what they're thinking.
I don't care what they think.
If they look at you funny, that's because they don't understand you. Maybe if you try talking to somebody.
I don't want to.
Well,
what about you? You never talk to anybody.
Not anymore. I'm an old man now.
So what?
You don't want to start isolating yourself so young. It's not a good thing for you.
Works for you. Works for me.
Well, I already have life under my belt. What have you got? You have an old fart on his old So much time. You don't know how much time you have left.
I suppose.
All right. So how much school have you missed?
About a week.
Well, then we have a lot of catching up to do. And what have you been doing all week anyway?
Oh, nothing.
Oh, stop saying that.
Yeah, I was just out back. Hanging out back.
You've been out back all week?
Only during the day. Then at 3 o'clock, I come around to the front door.
That is very deceptive.
But I have been reading, though. I finished all these stories.
Forget about these stories. You have a week's worth of homework hanging over your head. Now,
I really love the stories.
call one of your classmates and see if they can tell you what you've missed. And we can get started right now.
I don't know anyone.
There must be somebody that you can call.
I'll talk to my teacher tomorrow.
Nonsense. It's a perfect chance to reach out.
But I don't want to.
But
Can we just eat soup? Sure wish you'd show me more stories.
which stories?
These, her stories. And they're from when she was younger. I'm sure they've only gotten better. You should really call her. I'm sure she has so many more.
Who?
Shelley.
Shelley?
We already said this. I know you don't want to. But here, tell you what. You call her about the stories, and I'll call somebody in my class about the homework. Deal?
Wait.
What? Are you okay?
Has she been showing you her stories?
What?
Did she show you one of her stories? Now you answer me honestly.
No.
Don't you lie for her.
I'm not.
You tell me the truth.
I am. What are you talking about?
What am I going to do with that girl? I'm at an absolute loss, Joe. You know that? She was so well behaved as a young girl. Now, you don't want to end up being like her. You're a good boy. Do you hear me?
Yes.
And you'd better stay that way. You hear?
I hear you.
Good.
She's a real great writer, though.
So she did show you. She is sick in the head, that's what she is. I told her never to show those lousy stories to you. You don't need that kind of influence. Work instead on your studies.
But I don't.
Speaking of which, tell me about school today.
Why do you keep asking me about school?
Because that's my job.
I already told you.
Tell me what?
I haven't been to school.
Since when?
I spent the week out back, remember?
What did I say about your being a good boy and staying that way? Now you're telling me that you haven't been to school all week.
Yes. I was up in the treehouse. I already told you.
Treehouse?
Yes.
Now, how many times have I told you that we are not going to build a treehouse? It's too dangerous. And I'm tired enough as it is. But there are really no ifs, ands, or buts about it. And your timing is absurd. Why would you ask me about something like that if missing a whole week of school is beyond me? As if I would ever reward your bad behavior with a treehouse? No, less not. You are never going to get one.
But we already built it. Did you forget? It's beautiful.
Since when is there a treehouse out there?
Summer before last. Remember? I fell out of the tree. While you were checking my feet, you said, "This is exactly why I thought this wasn't a good idea." And then the next day, we were right back to work.
Yes. Yeah, of course.
Do you remember now?
Yeah. Finish your soup. true. I need you to do something for Joe.
Sure, you want me to eat it back up for us?
No. I'm finished. So, I need a favor from you.
Okay, anything.
You're a good boy.
I know. What do you need?
You fucking kid.
Oh,
What'd I tell you about coming in here?
never to.
Okay, so what the hell are you doing coming in here?
I was just...
Let me guess. You were coming down there to sneak my gun back in place before I noticed it missing. Think you're so goddamn clever, don't you?
No, not at all.
Didn't think I'd be here waiting, did you?
I knew where you'd be.
Why the hell were you creeping around?
I was hoping you wouldn't notice.
You're a weirdo, you know that? I polish that thing once a week. You don't think I noticed it gone almost a month? What am I, a fucking idiot?
No, I knew you knew.
You think you're so smart, don't you?
No, not at all.
You think you're smarter than me, though? Go ahead, tell me. Tell me you're smarter than I am. Come on, you little fucking girl. What are you afraid of? Yeah, your mother would never say so either. She thought it. Always thought she was so much smarter than me. Well, how smart you gotta be to stay on your feet? Tell me that. At least I can walk up and down those goddamn steps every day without falling. Your clumsy old mother comes down here one day, boom, lights out. Sure as hell doesn't think she's smart anymore, am I right? Not sure if she thinks much of anything anymore. I can still chew my own food, so that alone.
I brought your gun back.
Pistol.
Doesn't matter.
Must be the only fucking kid who looks like a pussy while stolen a Luger. What are you gonna do with that? You pointing that at me or you handing it to me?
Which does it look like?
I'm gonna get you one big kid. It looks like there's 2 pairs of balls in this house after all. Now what are you gonna do with that? Steady that hand, boy. Don't be lazy. Point it straight. There you go. Now before you put your little fingers over that trigger, better make sure you know what it is you want to do. Because boy oh boy, once you touch that trigger, you better kill whatever it is you're looking at. And man oh man, you better not miss. So what are you gonna do?
Here. Am I in trouble?
No. Just glad to have it back. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Just get the hell out of here if I change my mind.
You can if you want to. I just did.
And see who the hell it is knocking at the door, because if I go up there, somebody's getting shot.
I'll be down the street if you need me.
Oh, Joe!
Hey! Don't shoot! Who the hell is Joe?
Oh, I'm not an intruder.
The hell you're not. Now tell me where the hell you're banging down my door.
Oh, right, I guess I am. And, oh, you got your gun back. Thank God. I was worried. I was afraid that...
Miss, you should still be afraid. Now tell me where the hell you're banging down my door.
The door was locked.
That means
nobody
nobody's
answered.
at home.
Okay, but somebody was home, and I knew that, so I tried the side door. Luckily, it was unlocked.
Luckily for who? Not you. Side door stays unlocked for a reason. You want to know why? Because I welcome all intruders. You just made my day.
Oh, she's my friend. Please don't shoot her.
Yeah, I'm his friend. Please don't shoot me.
Side doors for family. Anybody else is trespassing.
Sorry, I just thought something bad was about to happen.
You think I can't handle my own boy?
That's not what I meant. I was trying to protect you, the two of you.
From who?
From each other.
You think I'm afraid of this little shit?
Okay, now let's not call each other names.
You know what? I'm not afraid either.
Oh yeah?
All right, let's not escalate things.
Hey, what are you, some kind of social worker? Mind your goddamn business.
I'm a counselor, in fact.
Really? Because you seem pretty whacked out yourself.
Maybe so. And on top of that, I'm an artist.
Yeah, she's a really, really great writer.
Thank you. And as such, I spent my life observing the world and its wide variety of inhabitants.
You mean people?
Yes.
Well then just say people. Don't give me that flowery language.
Yes, I have an understanding for humanity and a
Yeah.
wide variety of inhabitants.
She really does.
Oh, really? It sure doesn't seem like it. Let me ask you this. What does it mean to you when somebody's pointing a gun in your direction? Does it seem to suggest that I'm looking for a conversation with a weirdo? Or does it mean I'm going to shoot that weirdo she's like, get the fuck out of my
I
house?
was only trying to help.
You think you know shit? You think you know my boy better than me?
Differently, maybe.
Differently, huh? I know that boy about as well as I know you. And we just met.
Well, it's not too late to get to know each other.
His mother-in-law hated him.
You mean she understood him?
Don't do that. If I say it my way. So don't worry about my choice words, how I say it. Especially when I'm still holding this pistol.
All right, I'm sorry.
You think this makes me happy? You think I don't want to know my own boy? He doesn't make sense to me. What am I going to do?
Nobody makes sense to me.
Well, hey, we got that in common.
Hey, that's something.
Enough, you!
How come you didn't ask where I've been?
What for?
I haven't been here. Didn't you wonder where I was?
Since when?
Never mind.
No, you can answer.
Hey, don't think I won't shoot just because I haven't done it yet. Mind your own manners.
You know what? He was in my backyard all week, so it matters to me.
Where? Down the street? That makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, but you didn't know that. So how come you didn't come looking for me? You were so worried about your missing gun. What about your missing son? Did you even notice I was gone?
Oh, hell. You're hardly ever here anyways. What the hell do I care? Probably out doing some kind of fruity shit that I don't even know about. Just like I never need to know what on that creepy old man down the street.
He was my friend.
That was my father.
It was fucking weird, you hear me?
What do you think went on?
I don't want to know nothing.
You know, it's sad that a friendship between an old man and a young man has to fall under such scrutiny this day and age.
You said that was your father?
Yeah. And if you say one more thing about him, you'll have to shoot me before I jump over and die.
You must have been pretty close.
Yeah, close enough.
You spent more time with that old man you ever spent with me.
Yeah, and that old man spent more time with him than he ever spent with me.
Is that right?
Sure is.
Well, you see what I'm saying?
Yeah, sure do. Not more than 1 hour ago, that gun was in my hand, pointed at your son.
Yeah. You drew on my son.
And then it was in my head, pointed at you.
And then it found in your hand, pointed at me, and so far nobody's gotten shot.
It's still early.
Hey, but that must mean we'd all rather compromise, so can we start by lowering the gun?
You drew on my son.
No, it's okay though.
The hell it is!
She thought that I was breaking in, just like you thought she was, right?
Yeah, it was just a misunderstanding.
And have we come to an understanding?
I think so.
I remember when you didn't have to worry about break-ins around here.
Me too.
I still like it.
Don't get me wrong. I wish somebody would try it. Give me a reason. An excuse.
For what?
I always liked your father. He was a good man. Seemed it anyways. Don't care for many people, but seemed like a pretty good guy. I don't think we ever spoke, come to think of it. But one of the few neighbors that never broke my balls about anything. Guess that's what I liked about him all. Once he started getting up there, I'd mow his lawn.
When?
Whenever it needed to be done.
I never saw you mow his lawn.
Did you ever see it grow above an inch?
No, I guess not.
You were at school when I did it.
That was very kind of you.
Yeah, well, he was all alone, and I could hear those assholes down the street complaining about his lawn, so figured, let me go take care of it before they go and call codes on the poor guy. And, he never asked or said thank you or anything, but I'm not even sure if he knew who was doing it. Pretty sure he appreciated it.
Well, thank you.
People thought he was rude. So what if he didn't want to talk to anybody or see anybody? Neither do I. Truth is, I knew your father was a good man, and if I thought for 1 second that anything bad was going to happen between, a father father was a gentleman.
He was. He was gentle and humble.
I'm neither of those things.
Then what are you?
You don't remember me, do you? We were kids together. I grew up in this house.
Wait. No.
No, wait, what?
I was a little older, though.
Tommy, right?
Tommy. Well, yeah, it was Tommy back then.
Oh my God, I can see you now. It's been so long.
You two were friends?
Well, we lived on the same street, so.
Yeah, I hated to see you leave.
Well, I'm here now.
Sure are.
What is this?
Go play.
Is this flirting?
I said
No,
go
I
play.
never flirted. Is this flirting? And I don't play.
Well, then go do something.
I'm not leaving you down here alone with her.
Don't worry, he was never gonna shoot me.
Yeah, are you sure about that?
I was never going to pull the
And
trigger.
you know, that's not even what I'm worried about at this point.
What about you, boy? Were you going to pull the trigger?
I don't know.
Just be glad you didn't. Thing hasn't been fired in over 50 years. Probably would just exploded your hand.
Is that why you weren't
Just be glad you didn't shoot it, alright?
Well, guess what? That gun works like new.
How the hell do you know?
It's true.
So just be glad you're alive.
All right, relax, Joe.
No!
For the last time, who the hell is Joe?
Name's Joe. Nice to meet you.
Pleasure, Joe.
Good soup.
Yeah. Thanks for not dating my father.
Your friendship was more important to me than that.
I wasn't jealous. I was trying to protect him. Nobody should be with that man.
Hasn't he been better?
Better than what?
Gaining self-awareness at his age isn't easy. Trust me. I think any level of improvement is admirable.
You admire him?
It's not so bad.
How do you know?
Well, I guess I don't, but you knew my father at a time when I didn't and shared with me an image I never got to see. And now I have that to keep. Just thought I could return the favor. See, once you've known someone as a child, it's hard to see them in any other way. No matter how much they've transformed.
What was he like back then?
He was shy. Withdrawn. Most people didn't like him. They thought he was friendly. I could tell he was a little awkward.
Just like me.
Yeah. Yeah, just like you.
Do you have any more stories to show me?
You finished all the ones I gave you?
They aren't very long.
No, but they're pretty dense. Are you sure you absorbed it all?
I read each one over and over and over.
Okay. Okay. I'm sorry to say that. That's all of it. That was my entire life's work.
Sure you don't have any more?
So I'll just have to write some more.
When?
It's not something you can force. I mean, you wouldn't like the outcome anyway. It's got to come organically.
How long will it take?
Don't worry. I've got one floating around in here somewhere. Just be patient. I'm really sorry about your mother.
At least she's not bored anymore.
What about you?
Am I bored? Not right now.
It's good. The service was lovely.
Was it?
Well, as far as funerals go,
Everybody seems so upset.
they must have been sad to see her go.
But why was everybody more upset than I was?
You were in shock.
No, I wasn't.
Hey, she wasn't herself for a long time, and you must have already made your peace with it.
I suppose.
I didn't realize who she was until the way. Then I put it together.
Apparently your father thought very highly of her.
Yeah, he did. You know, we took his class together, she and I.
The one where he failed you?
Yep. And guess who aced it?
You hate her?
A little. Well, as much as you hate anybody that's doing well and you're not. I hate most people these days.
Not me though, right?
No. No, not you. I've grown quite fond of you.
No.
What?
I'm not at peace with it. I was not at peace with it, and I'm still not. Why haven't I cried for my mother?
I didn't cry for my father.
No, that was different.
Hey, just because we never got along,
He went on his own accord. He was ready and willing.
that doesn't mean I was ready to let him go.
I suppose.
Look, certain things. There's no proper response to some things. I mean, no words or actions can explain how you feel, and so to say or do anything seems almost absurd. And instead, you gotta just.
Listen, something occurred to me in the church. I never thought of it before, but once I realized that it was all I could think about.
Oh?
It was like the voice of God, or my mother whispering in my ear. Okay, I know that sounds silly.
No, not at all. What was it?
You know, I probably shouldn't say. I'm always wrong about stuff anyway.
Listen, mister. You don't give yourself enough credit, you hear me? I think you see things more clearly than most, and I don't know, you need to trust yourself a little more.
Even when what I'm thinking is unthinkable?
Especially then.
I think you might have pushed her.
Oh.
Now, I have no way of knowing, or even a reason to suspect it, but I think you might have pushed her down the stairs.
Oh.
See, nobody's supposed to go down there. Nobody's allowed down there, ever. But she used to sneak down there while he was at work to dust off his trophies in his desk. The same day she fell was the day he got fired. Was the same day she fell. He got fired for shoving his boss, so he came home early that day. I was at school, but he claimed to have found her like that at the bottom of the stairs. He said, "Good thing I got Ken, because if I would have come home at 6, she might have already been dead by then." The police never questioned his story, so why should I? Lately, though, I just don't buy it anymore. I don't think he found her that way, at the bottom of the stairs. I think he caught her coming up the stairs, and then he pushed her back down. I'll never know for sure. And I don't know what to think about it. I don't know. Don't know what to do with it.
That's quite some disturbing uncertainty. I have a few of my own. One good thing about the unknown is you can choose to believe what you like.
Really?
Why not?
Then I choose to believe that my father is not a monster. He may be a bastard, but I refuse to believe that I was born of a monster.
I don't believe in monsters.
Come on, you know what I mean.
Yeah, I do. And there's no such thing as monsters.
I guess he has been better. I mean, he hasn't bothered me since the day I brought his gun back.
I'll bet he hasn't.
He was sure glad to have it back.
Yeah, and out of the hands of his badass son. I guess you showed him.
Showed him what?
That you're not going to be fucked with.
not afraid to die, so...
Well, if he's not afraid of you, then that must mean he respects you.
You think he respects me?
You must have earned it somehow.
Maybe when I pulled the gun on him.
Or when you gave it back to him. Either way, you showed him what kind of man you can be. What kind of man you become.
You think he thinks I'm a man?
And I bet he's awfully proud.
Listen, I'm sorry.
For what?
I don't think he pushed her. You know, I sort of wish he had, though. Because then it would make sense, and at least I'd have someone to blame.
Is that why you said it?
No.
Look. There's no room for bitterness in the random reality of life. It's a lesson I learned from you.
Really?
So how come you said it?
I never said that.
No. About your father.
I wanted you to be afraid.
Why?
So you wouldn't see him.
I am not, and will not, be seeing your father. Not for fear of him, but out of respect for you.
I'll take respect over fear.
Me too.
Not him, though. No. He doesn't care what anybody thinks, as long as they think he's about to hurt somebody.
I'm still not afraid, Joe.
No, still.
Well, believe it or not, that sort of behavior does stem from a sort of fear.
He does?
Hang on, let me put my counselor hat back on. Look, some people are incapable of trust. You might even say that they're afraid to trust anybody, so they'll instill fear in others to ensure that nobody ever betrays them. It's common among bullies and dictators and...
That's cold.
Well, yeah, it is, but...
You want me to warm him up for us?
No, I'm fine. Thanks.
Can you tell me more about Joey?
My brother?
Your father never talked about him. I'm curious what he was like.
My brother was a lot like you. Sort of strange, but in a good way. He had this mystery about him. Very interesting individual, my little brother. Pretty shy for the most part, and until you got him started on something he really cared about.
Like what?
Mostly books. He loved books. Not just the content inside them, but the way they smell, the way they feel, especially ones my father gave him. He had shelves upon shelves of old hardcovers and first editions. I mean, you couldn't even see the walls in his room. They were stacked all the way up to the ceiling. I always thought they'd collapse on him one night and we'd find him in the morning buried in books.
Are they all still up there?
They were the first thing I got rid of.
Oh.
You know, not for nothing, but my father could offer me a few, right? The writer in the family. Apparently I was too jaded to appreciate real literature, or so my father so pretentiously put it. Poor Joey. I gave him such a hard time, but it wasn't his fault my father felt that way. That boy never bothered anybody. I mean, he kept to himself. He never got in any trouble. Me, on the other hand, my father was so busy concerning himself of the various fuck-ups of yours truly that he never even considered that my perfect little brother was struggling in silence. Talk about a tragic misdirect. collection. As for the books, I'm sure you'll find some stragglers if you feel like snooping. Some of those first editions must be worth a hell of a lot by now. Oh well, right?
I'm sure Joey would love your stories.
Me too. Too bad he was never allowed to read them.
Are you sure you don't have just one more to show me?
I'm sorry, you cleared me out, kid.
What about the one you had floating around? You said you had one floating around. Where is it?
In my head. I mean, it's not written down or anything.
Well, can I hear it?
It's just an image, really. I still have to flesh it all out.
Please?
Okay, but only because you're such a fan. There once was a girl in chains. She twisted and pulled and contorted about, trying to free herself from the cold and rusty restraints. But the more she struggled, the more entangled she became. So with her every move, there were more and more chains linking and webbing all around her. But still she fought with all her might to somehow slip from their ever-tightening grip. And the more she fought, the more chains there were, until she was no longer bound by them, but buried under them.
That was very beautiful.
Thanks.
Oh, thank you.
You know, if you hadn't come by that day, I don't know if I should say.
Say what?
Well, as you know, I was finishing up around here.
Not really. It was still pretty bad.
All right, but the bulk of it was behind me. I didn't want to leave a mess the way my father did, so I planned on packing up the last of it, everything except for the gun, and then when I was done, I was gonna... I was gonna... You really can't meet me halfway here?
I wish I could.
You know what? Never mind.
I'm sorry.
No. Don't be. I'm really glad you were here. I'm glad we're both here now.
Me too.